Historical Horrors and Homicides presents a book review on the true stories from the morgue. Author John Merrick, who was a forensic counsellor. The book was published in 2017. This book describes first-hand coping with mutilated or decomposed bodies and the carnage of large-scale disasters like the Bali bombings. Equally as traumatic, the suicides, accidental drownings, car accidents, and murders. John Merrick spent 20 years working as a forensic counsellor. There was not much he had not seen or experienced. This book tells true stories from his perspective, dealing with the ins and outs of what happens behind the scenes at a morgue, the distressing situations families have to endure to identify their loved ones, and the aftermath of suicides, murders, and mass bombings, and large-scale motor vehicle accidents. These are the stories from one man's experience working at the Institute of Forensic Medicine at the Office of the State Coroners in Glebe, Sydney, more commonly known in Sydney as the City Morgue. Forensic counsellors do so much more than we realise. They witness autopsies, attend crime scenes and coronial inquiries. It is their job to see to it that bodies are identified, loved ones are informed, and families get the counselling they need. Ensuring bodies are not contaminated before evidence can be collected, which can take a tremendous toll on the workers and the families. John Merrick's book delves into what it is like behind the scenes and the toll it takes on those facing death on a daily basis. John also reveals a few not so well known practices at the morgue involving autopsies. For example, not being able to release complete bodies to families, brains being kept for further studies, and eyes and spinal cords being kept to further investigations into certain types of child abuse. Families having to decide to wait for final investigations to take home bodies or proceed with organs missing. It's a tough life for anyone working at a morgue. After 50 years, Glade Morgue is now closed and a new updated and larger facility was constructed in Lismore. John was a social worker by trade and graduated from the University of New South Wales in 1983. John worked in public and private sectors and taught crisis counselling all over Australia, which included how to cope with bereavement, suicide, and disaster response. I totally recommend this book to anyone that wants to understand what goes on in a morgue and how the morgue workers are treated when they are only trying to do what is best for families and the deceased. You will not look at a morgue worker the same again. Thank you for watching.